Would you? Did you? Should you? Hey, I made you something.
Did you understand everything I just said? If not, it may be because you don't know this little trick. And that is, if the end of a word ends with a D sound, and the next word starts with a Y sound, so yeah, it's going to most likely transform and become more of a J sound. Of course, this doesn't always happen, but as an English speaker, we have the tendency to do this. So it is important to know this so that you can hear it and understand it. And if you want to sound more like a native English speaker, you may want to be aware of this and to adopt this in your pronunciation. For example, let's look at could you. In spoken English, you will most likely hear could you. So D, yep, could you, could you, could you. Feel free to repeat after me. So let's do a few examples. So could you tell me where the nearest bank is? Feel free to repeat after me because this will help you with your pronunciation and speaking just like a native speaker would speak. Could you tell me where the nearest bank is? Could you tell me where the nearest bank is? Could you? Could you? And I didn't mention this, but could you is like can you, but it's more polite, so it's in the conditional tense. So could you pass me the stapler? Hey, Bob, could you pass me the stapler, please? Or could you please pass me the stapler? Could you pass me the stapler? Or could you please turn off the lights? Could you please turn off the lights? Could you please turn off the lights? Or could you please close the door? Could you please close the door? Could you please close the door? And of course, we do not pronounce the L in this word, could. So it's not could, it's could. Do you know how to pronounce this? I'll give you 3 seconds to guess. So separately, it's would, just like the word would. So we do not pronounce the L. Remember the D is at the end of this word. It starts with a Y sound, so it'll turn into a J. Would you? Would you? Would you? Some examples. Would you like some coffee? Would you like some coffee? Would you? Would you like some coffee? Would you be able to help me with this? Would you be able to help me with this? Would you? Would you be able to help me with this? Would you? Would you mind passing me the salt? Would you mind passing me the salt? So you're eating maybe at someone's house and you want some salt, but it's across the table. You could say, would you mind passing me the salt, please? Would you mind passing me the salt? So I want to tell you that would you like means do you want. So would you like is do you want, but it is a lot more polite. So would you like is do you want. So would you like this? Would you like that? So do you want this? Do you want that? But would you like is a lot more classy and polite. Would you be able to? Would you be able to? Would you be able to? This means can you? So would you be able to help me with this? Can you help me with this? You could also say could you? Could you? With the J sound. Could you help me with this? Would you be able to help me with this? Would you? Would you be able to help me with this? Can you help me with this? Would you mind passing me the salt? Would you mind? Would you mind is a polite way of asking someone to do something for you or to request something. So you're asking if it's okay. Next, how do you think that's pronounced? I'll let you guess. I'll give you the answer in 3. So remember should, it rhymes with would. Should, could, would, they all rhyme. The D and the Y will make a J sound. So most likely you will hear people say should you, should you, should you. Of course you can pronounce should you, just like you could with would you, could you, but you're going to hear the J sound if you start to listen to native speakers speak. And it happens without them even realizing it. So let's practice. Should you have any questions, feel free to ask. Should you have any questions, feel free to ask. Should you have any questions, feel free to ask. This means if you have any questions, feel free to ask us. This is something that you will see in more formal emails, maybe a work email, or if you signed up for something like an event and people will respond by saying, should you have any questions? If you want anything to be clarified, feel free to ask us. Should you need any assistance, don't hesitate to call. Should you need any assistance? Should you need any assistance, don't hesitate to call. So if you need some assistance, don't hesitate to call us. Feel free to call us. So let's say you're talking to a friend and they ask you, should I go to the meeting? And you might answer, I don't know. Should you? I don't know. Should you? I'm asking the question back. So should you? Next, made you. Made you. So that ends with a D sound, even though there is an E, and it starts with the Y sound. Made you. So an example, what made you change your mind? What made you change your mind? So you have the J, made you. So maybe you said that you were going to go to the meeting or the party or the event, and you decide later, no, I'm not going to go. So you decide not to go. So I might say, what made you change your mind? So why did you, did you, why did you change your mind? What made you change your mind? Why did you change your mind? Did you see that? That's cool. I didn't mean to do that, but yeah, did you? Or if you decided to go, I can say, why did you go? Why did you go? Why did you go? Or why did you go without me? Why did you go without me? Why did you go? Why did you go? Now back to made you. So I made you a sandwich for lunch. 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 And let's play around with did you. I want to know if you liked it. Did you like it? Did you like it? Did you like it? Sometimes you might even hear native speakers kind of drop the D in the beginning. You might hear, do you like it? So it's like did you, and it goes into, do you like it? Do you like it? Do you go? So it might turn into more of a Jew sound. Do you like it? Do you go? Did you make me a sandwich? Did you make me a sandwich? I'm hoping this helps you see different patterns and helps you understand when you hear native English speakers. So made you. She made you a cup of coffee. She made you a cup of coffee. She made you a cup of coffee. If you would like to practice your pronunciation, feel free to click this playlist here. Or if you want to know another trick similar to this with the T and the Y, feel free to click right here. Anyways, take care and bye-bye.